Well, we were showing all the sights and sounds of New York and the Heisman Trophy, and I know for you that's got to be a pretty cool feeling seeing Ashton Jeanty, with that trophy right there.
Yeah, I mean it's a testament to him, our team, our university. I mean, in January when Ash is here, our team said we ain't going nowhere. We want to be a part of a family and leave a legacy. And the Heisman was kind of a distant thought, something we talked about, and Ashton just went to work. Our team just went to work, and seeing him stand up there by the trophy, it is earned, it is deserved. And I mean, I got to give a shout out to him. I mean, he's the only one up there wearing his, school colors, rocking the blue and the orange. But that's who he is. He's a team first guy. He cares about his team. He loves his team, and he's left a legacy that will be echo for decades to come. I support him through the roof, and I'm excited for today. He's earned it. He's deserved the Heisman. He's the best football player in the country. He took his team to a championship, won the championship, and we're headed to the college football playoff because a guy like Ashton Jeanty put his foot in the ground and said, I'm a part of something different.
This is what he said, by the way, about why he chose to wear the Boise State gear.
Well, part of it, reading the little Heisman pamphlet, they said, they encouraged us to wear our gear. But regardless, I was going to wear it anyways because, I wouldn't be here without, Boise State, and I just want to represent my school, and, I feel like that's important.
Not a surprise.
No, that's who he is. I get asked all the time about who he is as a person. I think now the country knows more about him being such a phenomenal young man, but seeing him rock his school colors with a smile on his face, that's him. He's a team first guy. He does that with his actions, not just what everybody sees on social media or the news. He's a team first guy Monday through Sunday of the week, and that's just who he is.
I know for a while he kind of knew this was a formality probably going to happen, but to get the official invite as a finalist and get to plan this trip to New York and stuff, just what's this been like for you?
It's been surreal, man. God is so good, and I give Jesus all the glory because these are moments that are byproducts of our team just working. So proud of our staff, our team. We're not done yet, but being able to come to the Heisman, even with my wife, going through trial. Yesterday was our first time on a private jet. Some of these moments that you pinch myself because I'm just so proud of this team, so proud of Ashton. It is so easy to get distracted. And a young man that just kept working, even with the entire country pulling at him, asking questions from week one about the Heisman, college football playoff, championships, and our team and Ashton just continuing to go to work, focus on the team, what actually matters and what moves the needle, which is their prep, their work, and seeing him have this moment, seeing this moment be there for Boise State. And he absolutely deserves to win it tonight.
Take us back to when you got the head coaching job, and then when the conversations with Ashton about getting him to stay. And I know some have said it's as simple as, hey, if he's here, I'm here. And I don't know if he went and made that, told JD that or how that all worked. But for you, what can you tell us some insight about just that process and when you found out from Ashton? And I know there was a lot with the collective and stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't know what all you were involved in, but what was that like for you and those conversations? And what do you remember about getting the word from Ashton that he was coming back?
Yeah, so I get named the head coach on that Sunday, and Monday, me, Ash, JD, have a conversation with Ash, his dad, and the entire time, Ash is like, Coach, I want to be here. Yes, there is every coach in the country trying to get me to leave, and outside people that want to get involved or telling him he should, because everybody has an angle. Everybody wants to get involved, and more times than not, it's not going to help the young man in developing to be the best version of himself. But the whole time he's like, I want to be here. I want to make this work. I want to leave a legacy. That was his message from Jump Street. We had one conversation, figured out some things. He's like, Coach, I want to be here. Let's do it. And the rest of our team essentially fell in line. And these guys, there was no hustling to get it done. Well, this is what I need. This is what I like. It was a group of guys that said, I want to be here. Because that's where I start with everything, even with coaches. Do you want to be here? If you're on the fence about if you even want to be here, maybe this isn't the place for you, because this is a different place. It is a place that for decades have been built on the backs of guys with, chip on their shoulder, blue collar. That's Ashton Jeanty. And so back, over a year ago now, he said, no, I'm here. I want to be a part of this team. The rest of our team did the same. And that's uncommon. He's the only Heisman finalist to go to his college and stay there.
Well, that's why the other guys couldn't rep their gear.
Yeah.
They had 2 or 3 teams
Correct.
They had to wear.
And that's just, once again, no slight to them, but that's what you love about Ashton. That's what you love about him being a finalist for this award and deserving of winning it, is he's done everything you want. You want a high school kid, a middle school kid to look up to Ashton and be like Ashton. Like, it's not, well, you want to just maybe do some things. No, do what he did. Go to a school that you feel called to be at, where you can develop, be the best version of yourself, and stay there. I mean, he's who you want these young men to idolize.
I don't think enough can ever be said about that angle of this. I mean, I was just looking at the other logos here in the room, and yeah, I mean, you can talk about his character, everything else. But I mean, how in this day and age, with the transfer portal, with all that, I mean, literally 2 of the finalists here have been to 3 schools, and they're going for the money and all that, and the fact that if Ashton Jeanty had left and done this somewhere else, maybe he could still come back and get cheered, but it's not the same. He wouldn't have had a statue built out front. I mean, when they decided to retire some numbers, he wouldn't have been up there.
Correct.
I mean, I know you say built different, kind of the slogan, but it truly does feel like a guy like him is built different.
He is. I mean, and he's that with his actions. And I related to this always, NFL, awards, money, all good things. Nothing wrong with any part of that. But am I more focused on chasing those, or am I focused on my work, the grind, what that takes to achieve those? And now Ash is focused on his work. And what usually happens is he has all those now. He has all those as byproduct of his work. NFL is coming for him, the awards, the money, all that stuff's a byproduct of his work. And that is uncommon. I want high school recruits to be more like Ashton Jeanty. That will help college football. That will help them in their lives.
I mean, he's like a dying breed almost.
No question.
We've talked about this with Tyson Degenhardt being a starter All Mountain West player that stayed at Boise State 4 years and is going to probably end up being rewarded by being the all-time leading scorer here when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. Then you talk about Ashton Jeanty. I don't know if they'll ever, who knows what's going to happen with revenue sharing and all that, but I don't know if there's ever going to be a non-Power 4 type school that can have a guy do this much and never leave.
Yeah, it's got to be someone that's built different, man. It's got to be someone uncommon. What Ashton has done and what he has put his foot down to do with his family is not happening in college football. It's just not. And once again, no slight to other players. That is different. And I hope and pray that more players around the country will be motivated to do what Ashton just did, to stay put, to focus on their growth, to focus on the team and not the outside things. I hope you can see change in college football because of what Ashton's done.
What else do we not? I mean, we've written so much about him. We've seen him. We've talked to him. I know you kind of talked. We hadn't heard the story that's kind of making its way now about the team meeting that he called and things like that. But what else, if anything, do fans, media, whoever not know about Ashton Jeanty?
I mean, it's hard because every day he impacts me and his team. And if I could have a GoPro on my head and walk around the facility all day, people will be blown away just by, once again, who he is as a teammate. What I try to portray is everything away from football. Because I tell people, watch the film. I mean, watch the film. He led our team to a championship, won the championship, all the yards, the rushing, the touchdown. And there's a lot of things, the blocking, the pass protection, that there's so much football-wise. Just watch the film. But who he is as a teammate is uncommon. And the amount of conversations that me and Ash have on a daily, weekly basis is tons. They all relate to the team. No different championship week. Oh, the Heisman's in 2 weeks. It's probably going to happen. Me and Ash didn't have any conversations about the Heisman. It was about winning the Mountain West Championship, what we got to do, how he needs to practice, how he needs to lead this team. He's a phenomenal young man. He loves his teammates, and he's all about the team and continue to push forward. And that's where I know from talking with a bunch of GMs, a bunch of NFL scouts, yes, they are enthralled with who he is as a football player and the talent he has, which is generational. But what they are even more excited about is he's going to walk into an NFL program and change the culture day one when he walks in. He's going to be uncommon. He's different than anybody else.
Spencer Danielson, our guest, for a couple more minutes here on. I'm not going to, the time where you weren't counting, where the mic wasn't working, I'm not counting that again.
No doubt.
No, pretty good flex. I think Chris might have been the one that used that phrase, but a pretty nice flex when you could tell recruits and things. I got to go to New York to see my running back in the Heisman Trophy Ceremony. What, in terms of, you sporting this jacket out there in Times Square and what you're telling recruits and what people are seeing on TV with Ashton, what is the value of this for your program? What Ashton has done in getting here to New York?
Yeah, it's going to change everything, BJ, because now, not just in talk, when I tell young men you could have it all at Boise State, I can point to a guy like Ashton. And, you want to win the Heisman? You could do that here. You can do that here. You want to win championships, you can do that here. You want to go to the college football playoff and get a first round bye, you can do it here. So then it's our job as coaches just to find those guys that are built different, like an Ashton. It's going to be very hard to find. There's not a lot of them out there, but we're trying to turn over every rock to find those guys that want to be a part of a team, that want to be different. And now we have all the stats and the evidence to back it up. Like, you can have it all right here in Boise, Idaho.
What, in terms of the recruiting and everything else, I mean, this is just, you're going to be sitting in that for at least for an hour tonight. You can put all that behind you and sit in the room and see that trophy and watch, Ashton Jeanty go for the high. I mean, can you just put into words, I guess, the moment tonight, regardless of what happens, or even seeing him with the trophy and just as a coach, as a mentor, father figure, just, and I mean, this has got to be a career highlight for you.
Oh, there's no doubt, BJ. I mean, it's going to be emotional for me watching him go through tonight, because he's earned it. He's deserved it. And I mean, God is so good, man. A guy that it's going to be an amazing example to use for our team and hopefully coaches across the country about a young man that did it the right way. And I want that to be a culture changer in college football and for our university, our team. I mean, when you go in a week's time, the goalpost is in the river, you win the Mountain West Championship, you get a first round bye, you got a young man that's earned the right to go be a Heisman finalist and win it. Those moments change everything. And it's a product of guys that just said, you know what, we're not focused on the result, we're focused on the process and the work. So it's going to be an emotional night for me. I mean, this young man has impacted me so much and fuels my fire to continue to do things the right way, push it forward, do it God's way, do it all focused on development. It's going to be emotional, man, because he absolutely deserves to be here and deserves to win it because of his work.
Couple quick final things about the team while we got you. What's the schedule like this next coming week? You guys get back, long day back, probably tomorrow morning, traveling, whatever. But then what's, as you're waiting to find out who you're going to play, what's the next week look like?
Yeah, so next week we're going to have 3 practices, and the days we don't practice, we're going to have good lifts and runs to get our guys healthy. I mean, they've had a 13-game run. Guys are beat up, banged up. But our guys have, last week did a really good job, focused on practice and our grind. This week is going to be a split of Penn State and SMU. We're breaking down both teams and going to have game plans really ready for either one. So we're going to go through that with 3 practices. Our coaches have already started those things. Practice on Monday is going to be on Penn State. Then we're going to transition to SMU and going to do it both ways. But no different in this landscape. I mean, you got a lot of things still pulling out our guys. Where there's success, other schools and other universities and coaches want our players, want our guy, and our guys done a great job focusing on what matters, man. And there's still a lot of things going on that we're working to push through every day. But I love this team, man. They've earned the right to be here, and we're not done. But we're going to really use tonight. And I know even for myself, I'm always a what's next, push forward. How can we continue to move the needle? But tonight's going to be an emotional night that I just really want to enjoy watching Ashton go through something he's deserved.
It's crazy, too. I don't know what they can do with the transfer portal, but I feel bad for some of these guys, whether it's your team or somewhere else, get to this point, and then they have to maybe leave if they want to find a spot somewhere else, and yet they're going to miss out on a chance to play in the Fiesta Bowl or something else. I mean, you've had 4 or 5 guys enter the portal. I don't know. I guess it can't be done with school starting, but it's just kind of it's a tough part of the business side of this, I guess.
Yeah, the timing's hard with where the portal is, with us playing a late game. And I wish our guys that go in the portal nothing but the best. Every single one of them, I've told them, hey, if I could help you, I will. Give my number to, colleges, universities that you are potentially wanting to go to. I'll give care. I want to help these young men. The standard's very high here to play college football here, and that's not changing. And we're only going to push it to be even higher. But I wish our guys nothing but the best that are in the portal, and I'm focused on our guys that are here putting the work in to go win a Fiesta Bowl.
And before I let you go, there are a lot of people asking about Malachi Nelson. I'm not sure what you can say about him, but do you expect him to be around for the Fiesta Bowl? What's the quarterback depth looking like now? Yeah,
I don't. I mean, I wish Malachi nothing but the best. We had great conversations. He is a great young man. He wants to go somewhere and play, and I completely get that. And I told him the same thing. I'm gonna help you, Malachi, any way I can. He's not gonna be a part of the Fiesta Bowl prep. And we're working through a plan of who's going to be the number 2 and 3 quarterback, and we'll work through that.
23 days, I think it was, or whatever the break's going to be. And I know somebody asked Ashton, they joked about it at the championship game press conference. You don't have to play for 24 days. He said that's the best thing I've heard all day. You get a healthy Ashton Jeanty, a healthy O-line. I mean, hopefully get Tubes and some of these guys back. I mean, do you think you're going to be as fresh and as healthy for this game down there in Glendale as you've been in a long time?
Yeah, BJ. I mean, that's the goal. We need to be. And I know whoever we play, Penn State or SMU, we're going to get their best. And my message to our team is going to be, hey, guys, I promise you our best is going to be enough and our best is required. And I know with our team, regardless who's healthy, who's not, we feel good about getting a lot of guys healthy and back with the break. Our guys will be ready to cut it loose down in Arizona. I promise you that.
Well, enjoy tonight, Spencer. It's a historic day no matter what happens. I mean, he's going to no worse finish second. Hopefully can win it. I don't even want to call it an upset because it shouldn't be an upset.
It shouldn't be.
But I mean, that would be the perceived thing.
Yep.
But thank you so much for your time. Sorry for the audio malfunction at the beginning, but appreciate you as always. Enjoy to New York tonight and safe travels back, and we'll see you back in Boise.
Appreciate it, BJ.
Thanks. There he is, Spencer Danielson, Boise
See you guys.
State head coach, joining us here on Bronco Nation News.